What's up, everybody? This is Cody with Ogletree Ordnance, and today we're going to talk about dry firing. If you've got a modern gun, and when I say modern gun, I mean one that's been built in the last 30, 40 years, you can dry fire that gun without an issue. Especially if it's a modular type gun. So like your Springfield XDs, your Smith & Wesson M&Ps, all your Glocks, the majority of your SIGs. If you're running an old gun, or if you're running an old style gun, like something like the Cimarron Arms with a fixed hammer revolver, can't dry fire that stuff. But 90% of your modern stuff, you can do it. The advantage of dry firing is you can draw and fire and draw and fire and work on trigger control and sight acquisition 1,000 times a day, and not spending 1,000 rounds going to the range. You draw a fire, bang, it's $1 every time you pull the trigger. You can save a lot of money. Safety first. If you'll notice that I'm carrying here, this is an Ogletree Ordnance Combat 19. No magazine in it. You can see here, so I don't have to worry about a round accidentally getting loaded into the chamber. Run it plenty of times, lock it open, look down in there, no round in the chamber, so you can dry fire and you're good to go. The most important thing, or not the second most important thing, the most important thing is safety. Know your gun's empty, know where it's pointing it. You don't want to accidentally discharge it, you don't want it pointed at the TV or the dogs or anything like that. So safety first. Number two, be honest with yourself. The reason I say be honest with yourself is training does no good if you're lying to yourself. If you're just drawing your gun as quick as you can and you have no idea if you were actually pointed at what you wanted to shoot or not. So be honest with yourself. Get your gun, safety first. When you get your gun, reach, draw, on target, bang. Bang. A lot of things you can do is your draw and fire when you're doing your dry fire. So you get your hand on your gun, you draw and fire. Get your hand on your gun, draw and fire. Nice and slow and smooth. Make sure that you got your sight picture on your target, hitting where you want to hit. Another thing you can do is work on your trigger control. A lot of shooters will get too deep into their trigger guard. What I mean is, like, instead of just getting on the palm, on the pad of the end of your finger, you get too deep into your trigger, and when you pull, you're going to have an issue if your shot's going low left. So if you get super deep into that trigger, when you're at the range, that muzzle is going to go low left if you're right-handed because you're putting too much pressure on the trigger. So be honest with yourself while you're dry firing. Work on staying right on that trigger pad, right in the meat of that pad is where you want that trigger. And just work on nice gentle pressure where the gun is not flinching. Another thing to work on with your dry firing, make sure your gun's safe. When you pull the trigger and drop that spring, keep pressure on the trigger, holding it down. Rack your slide, and now you can work on riding that reset, where because you can feel it right when it clicks, your trigger's reset, and you can immediately pull again. And the reason you want to practice that is if you're getting way off the trigger and coming back in, it'll make you flick that trigger like a light switch, which will throw your point of aim off. All this is designed to make you faster, smoother, and more accurate. So again, keep pressure on that trigger, rack your slide, feel the reset, and as soon as that trigger is reset, right back on it and do it again. So you can work on your trigger control with that. Another good thing is just, if you don't have your EDC set up yet, if you don't have your holster set up yet, but you're still trying to improve your shooting, just start from the low ready. Make sure your gun's clear, everything's nice and safe. You're at the low ready position, come up, get your target, pull the trigger. Reset your gun, come up, get your target, pull the trigger. Now, if you notice, the reason I'm doing this without a magazine, people that are new to guns that don't shoot, they look at it, they lock their gun open, oh, there's no bullet in the chamber, we're good to go. If you've got a magazine in it and you drop the magazine, you just put a round in the chamber. So that's why I like to do it. No magazine, and look, nothing in there. rack it multiple times, you know that gun's clear. And the reason I check is just because if you've got a broken ejector, it might leave one in there. So just a quick video, work on your dry firing, be honest with yourself. Don't rush and lie to yourself saying, bang, look how fast I am. I'm the reincarnation of Wild Bill. You don't want that. Be honest with yourself, because you can never be fast enough to make up for bad accuracy. So be honest with yourself. Draw it, boom, sight picture, and then faster, faster every time. You have a good day. If you need a new carry rig, if you need a new holster, a new belt, jump on the website, ogletreeordnance.com, when you can set up with everything you need. Or if you want to get one of these custom built Ogletree Ordnance Combat 19s, sight, optics, slide cuts, everything you need, just holler at us, let us know.